Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we have the Hollywood Rack's Destination 4-bike platform rack, and we'll take a look at how it fits our 2020 Infiniti QX50. So the Destination platform rack is a great way to carry around 4 bikes while still having an affordable platform rack. And of the platform racks that can carry multiple bikes, this is going to be one of the most light as well as compact racks. The downside though is it's not, or it doesn't have the premium features you would expect from the pricier racks like tilting away and great weight capacity. So we'll talk about how it fits our QX50. The main thing is if you do want to access your hatch real quick, you are going to have to take your bikes off. So how is the bike mounted to this rack? Well, this has 3 touch points. 1 and 2 are going to be our wheel straps holding the front as well as the rear wheel in. The third is our frame strap. So that frame strap can pivot side to side, up and down, and even around to accommodate pretty any spot on the frame you need it to hold on to. Now this does have a maximum weight capacity of 35 pounds per bike, so if you do need to carry around extra heavy electric bikes, this won't be the best fit. But if you want a very versatile rack, this will work great for that. So I'm taking off the wheel straps now by pressing this lever so I can lift the strap up and over. I like to pivot it over to the side, that way it doesn't get caught up in the spokes. So again, press, lift, and pivot. Once those straps are released, we're then going to reach over to get our frame strap. Now this will look differently depending on your different bike's frames. I like to hold on to the bike with one hand as I try to maneuver the strap with the other hand. If you have your friends with you, I highly recommend getting one of them just to secure the bike as you get this out of the way. But compared to some other racks, what's really nice about this one is you only have to go around that short mast. So it's just a slight lift and you are now ready to ride. Notice on the bike how it has cradles. They're shaped kind of like wings. That's for your different wheelbases. The cradles are on the thin side though, so the maximum tire width is going to be up to 3-inch wide tires, and your maximum wheelbase is going to be up to 48 inches. Now this does pivot back and forth to make it easier to hold on to those wheels. What I'm also going to do here is I'm going to lower this mast. So see this knob here? Well, this knob needs to loosen, and then once it's loose, you can lift this anchor out of the way, and then that allows you to pivot the entire mast down. You have different options here. You can use either the frame mount or a wheel strap to secure the mast in the down position. Whichever one you do choose, I do recommend rotating between those different options. That way they get equal amount of wear and tear. But with the bikes off, we can now open up our hatch. There's plenty of clearance there. Let's now grab our waters, our helmets, our backpacks, switch out our shoes. It was kind of a bummer that we had to take the bikes off completely, but that is the price you get for a lightweight bike rack. Now, even though it looks like it takes up a lot of space, it's actually a lot more compact compared to some other 4-bike platform racks. So measuring from the bumper to the end of the rack, I have it at 38 inches of length added. So if you have a small garage or need to park into a tight spot, that's a number worth remembering. The next number worth remembering is how much ground clearance does the Destination have? Well, from the bottom of the rack to the ground, I have it at 15 3/4 inches here. Center of the rack to the ground, it's 20 1/2 inches. Compare that to your hitch receiver, which sits about 9 inches, 9 1/4 inches off the ground. You do have the shank rise, which gives you more height. Great, because you don't really get much ground clearance with the hitch on the QX50 anyways. Now we're going to fold this up so it's a bit more compact and neat. There is a pin and a clip, so you're going to remove the clip so that you can loosen this knob. It is threaded, So loosen it enough where it gets out of those threads, and then just let it hang as you lift the bike rack up against the car and secure again with that bolt. Now tightening down this bolt is very important because it helps hold your rack in. If you do notice a good amount of movement, the two things to check are this bolt as well as the anti-rattle bolt in your hitch receiver. Once all of those are tightened down, then you should have a much decreased sway. But this is what it looks like folded up against our vehicle. Taking a look at some measurements, the closest point is bumper to the rack. We have about 3.5 inches of space there, plenty of space. If you notice things coming up against it, just make sure those straps are tight. Next, length now added, bumper to end of rack, 12 inches or 1 foot. Big difference compared to when it was folded down. You'll have it in this position when you're driving around town, you're not ready to carry your bikes around just yet, you have limited space in your garage, or if you have this uninstalled from your shank, you can have it folded up so it takes up less space in your shed or in your garage. Now with it folded up though, notice where it sits. You do cover a little bit of the taillights, but the taillights are mostly visible. Your rear window is visible. Now for your license plate and your backup camera. See where your license plate is and see where that backup camera is? Right here. It's slightly offset, but it is covered by that metal plate. So what's going to happen is that when you go into reverse, you'll mainly see the bike rack, but you'll be able to peek through that open area and you might see if there's any cars or people behind you. If you want full visibility though, I do recommend driving around with it in the down position. Now you do need a 2-inch hitch on your Infiniti for this rack. We did install it here at eTrailer, so check one out here on our website if you need one for your vehicle. It does require a 3/4 inch wrench to tighten down the rack, but other than that, it's there, it's sturdy, and it creates that good platform for 4 bikes. If you want an alternative, especially one that can tilt away, I do recommend taking a look at something like the QX Transfer, which does have tilt-away features. That one will add a lot more height though back here and a lot more length to the back of your car. And you definitely should check that one out. You do have the same weight capacity of around 35 or 37.5 pounds per bike. So all in all, solid, compact bike rack. Doesn't tilt away, but does give you a lot of versatility. This was a look at the Hollywood Racks Destination 4-bike platform rack on our 2020 Infiniti QX50.
Now we're going to go ahead and take it on our test course. First we'll start with the slaloms. This is going to show the side-to-side action. It's kind of going to mimic the movements that you'll see whenever you're driving down the road normally. Now we'll have the alternating speed bumps. This is going to be more so like the uneven roads and some of that uneven terrain you might be traveling on, and see how it holds up.